Good morning. I trust you are doing good. Yeah, so this is basically my first video on posting about forex. Yes, so I just want to do a quick um analysis on the market. I want to show you how I analyze my market. Okay, let me keep this on this thumb. I want to show you how I analyze my market, mark out my zone, and so on and so forth. So I do not want to. Let me just go straight to the point. Yes, let me go straight to the point. So I trade like two main pairs here, that's gold and euro USD. So the rest I would maybe if probably there's a setup there I can I can take, you get. So but my main pair is just XAUSD, euro USD, and sometimes BTC USD. Yeah, I have some good wins on BTC USD too as well. So funny enough, I had made a video earlier this morning, but the record I used, I forgot to unmute the sound. I forgot to add sound to it. So everything was, I was just talking and I could not hear anything after I ended the video. So, okay. Firstly, this is the XY pair. So you can see, so this line break over here now, this line break, this is just a section break, like our daily break. So you can see this is Asian section. Where is this? So this is Asian section here, and we have the London. I have New York section. So I actually use the New York time zone. Yeah. So and I have everything set. So if you for the indicator I just use Luxago Q zone toolkit. So that's what I use, and I set my time. So let me just dive in straight. I already made a video, like I said. I already made a video. So so I already marked out my zone and everything and so on and so forth. Well, so let me start from BTC USD. So I trade the 30-minute time frame. So my main strategy is supply and demand. Yes. So I trade supply and demand. So I firstly what I come to the market to do, I tend to check out the market. Market is giving us lower, lower, low, lower, lower, low. So I know that market is actually on a downtrend. Yes. So even as at this morning, BTC was like around the 100K when I marked it out. So and currently, but then it's looking like we broke there was a change of character around this zone here. Let me change this. A change of character around here. So but I cannot count it as a change of character yet uh until price has actually given me two higher highs and higher lows. I don't know, I can count it as a trend change. So you can see over here we have a very, very big fair value gap, and this is looking like our supply zone. So I'll just mark it out. This is a supply zone right here. This is a supply zone. So I have my alerts set on that. So if market taps into that supply zone, I'm expecting market to rally back down. So because the whole ideology of supply and demand is, yeah, I'm still resting orders in this area, in this region, and market is still going to come back to fill out those orders for going back in its intended direction. So I'll be expecting that. So I don't think I'll be marking out. So I can see a demand zone right here. I can see a demand zone right here. I can see a demand zone right here, and I have double demand zones currently. So, but I will go with this one down here. So whatever the case might be, so I just set my alerts and I go on about my own daily activities. I do other things, XAUUSD. So funny enough, our XAUUSD already, yeah, you can see I already marked out. Let me just explain this in a little nutshell. So So market is on an uptrend here. So this is my demand zone. This was the demand zone I marked, and uh, price already mitigated the demand zone right here. So around Asian section, yes. So and we can even call this a liquidity sweep, yes. And I've not taken this trade yet. I just put. I was expecting. Hold on. So I was expecting a trend change around here. If market is able to break this structure over here, this let me this structure over here, then I'll enter for a buy. Do you get? So that was why and what am I targeting? This I'm targeting a 2 to 1 risk to reward. So this is where I take partials and I look out for other liquidity areas that markets might tend to uh try to take out. So if you look down to your left, you can see this unnecessary section in your section. So this is my liquidity area that I'll be targeting. So the trade has done. I've already set my alert already. Once the trade triggers me, once the alert triggers, I'll go for a long setup on XAUUSD. So and why I will not intend to, I'll just want to stick with my 2 to 1 ratio. Now is if you look at before Asian section, there was a big fair value gap. This gap was almost on all markets. And what does the fair value gap signifies? This signifies uh the financial institutions now, the BFIs now, the banks and financial institutions. So this signifies them being in the market. So what I'm expecting price to do now is price has not even tapped into the fair value gap. If price eventually taps into the fair value gap, fine, and rallies back down because this is actually like a big gap. But on a normal, we are actually already changed character. We already had a change of character. So this and I already changed. Let me show you. So we already had a change of character around here. So we broke the previous high. So we this is a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So this is another lower high, and this the low. So we actually broke the structure to the upside. So that's what give us that demand zone, and that's why I'm actually trading off this demand zone right now. So I'm expecting price to just break. Once price break above this region, I'll enter for a long. So I'll just target the fair value gap or I'll just target my 2 to 1. But if price is in our favor, it might eventually end up taking out this liquidity areas. So that was my I traded 30 minutes, 15 minutes, and 5 minutes, yeah. Supply and demand. So let's go to Euro USD. So I already made a video about it like on the like this early morning before like around 6 a.m. So it's actually quite surprising that the video had no sound. So it's actually like quite painful. So that was why I marked out this whole zone. So you can see over here. You can see over here. This was my demand zone and price. Funny enough, price already tapped into it, but I don't trade. I do not trade Asian section. So that's why. Why? Because I'm in Nigeria, obviously. So during the Asian section, most of us has gone to bed, even though I sleep really late. But then, so I because liquidity tend to form in the Asian section, and price tends to take out liquidity of the Asian high or Asian low. If you look at our previous charts, London section took out liquidity from the Asian high and came back here to take out the Asian low liquidity. So this is another concept. What I'm just looking for is supply and demand plus liquidity. That's what I'm looking for. So and this right here is my intended supply zone. That's my intended supply zone. Let me even let me mark this. Zone. Okay, so that's my supply zone. So that's my supply zone. So I already set my alerts on both. So anyone that gets trigger first, I'll just come back to my 5 minutes or 1 minute and look for a trend change. You can see clearly that liquidity, Asian high liquidity has been taken off. You can see right there, it was Asian high liquidity has been. So there was a liquidity sweep before the rally back down. So that's how it's going to be. So let me go back to 30 minutes. So I go to GBP USD. So I don't really trade GBP USD, and I don't know. I just tend to I don't trade too much pairs. I tend to focus on one and master it. I think that's one of the things I've learned so far. So this is almost looking like Euro USD, but there was a lot of accumulation in this area, which will not want me to take this as a demand zone. There's a lot of accumulation. If probably I was going to mark out a demand zone, I would have marked this region. I'd have marked out this region, but obviously price broke through. If probably this was my intended demand zone, price broke through, just took out liquidity and is rallying back up. But then if you look at this, now it looks like market already mitigated the demand zone already and is rallying back to the upside. So that's just that about that. So I already set my alerts. So once it gets, and what's the trend? So there was a trend change to here. So market has taken this high. So there was a trend change already. So but then it's not a valid trend change unless I get, now you can see right here, this low has been taken out soon. This low has been taken out, and it's something that we actually look out for. So what we're just doing is market structure, supply and demand plus liquidity. That's all. So, and there was actually big and massive fair value gap in the market yesterday night. Even me, I was shocked. I was not asleep then. I saw when the whole thing played out, and I was shocked. I was like, within the corner, like, what's really going on? Like, there was a lot of gaps in the markets. Euro USD, XA USD, the gap was just massive. It was just like some people had pending orders over the weekend, and the thing just went bam, 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 bam. Okay, so this is another gap. So this is USD JPY. You can see, so I already marked out my demand zone. Funny enough, I have two demand zone right here. Let me remove this. So I have two demand zone. Price already mitigated it after the gap was, because the gap was a bullish gap, yes. Before price rallied back down and tapped into the demand zone and was going back up. So this I do not really, I just mark out my zones here and maybe set my alert if price rallies back there. But as it's looking, we are already having a new and clear demand zone, but it's still within this region. It's still within this whole region. Still within all this whole region. So I'm not going to be marking out any zone. So GBP JPY. So I already marked out my zone, yes. So everything is in place. So there was no gap on GBP JPY, but then this is my valid demand zone, and I'm expecting price to rally back there. And that will be all for the video. So I'll be dropping more videos subsequently and showing you the trades I took and how I took them and so on and so forth. So that'll be all for now, guys. Bye.